Cara futura mamma.
Don't be afraid.
Tu niño podrá hacer muchas cosas.
A volte sarà difficile.
Quasi possibile.
N'est-ce pas pareil pour toutes les mères?
Dear future mom.
Tuo figlio potrà essere felice. Come lo sono io.
Et tu seras heureuse aussi.
Vero mamma.
Rachel's story, a miracle story. This is Rachel. Rachel was born a typical child. But when Rachel turned 2, she started losing many of her skills. Her mother, Marlene, was very concerned. She got in touch with a geneticist and started testing Rachel for genetic disorders. At the age of 3, Rachel was diagnosed with Rett syndrome. Rachel's mom was devastated. She described Rett syndrome as epilepsy, Parkinson's, cerebral palsy, autism, and anxiety disorder, all mixed into one. Rachel did not have the ability to walk or talk. She was told she would spend most of her life in the hospital.
I think one thing that's really important is the whole message of do not judge a book by its cover. So many of our kids who do not have the ability to communicate are misjudged.
We assess the child's ability to function in their everyday life. Can they get themselves dressed? Can they feed themselves? Can they play? There's social skills with each other.
So many parents come to me and say, well, my child isn't interested in a lot of things, but she loves music. And I say, yes, pretty much every child that has ever come in the doors of Zareinu loves music. And having something that they really want to do and that engages their attention makes it much more possible for us to achieve the goals we have for the child.
Technology is huge. For this particular child, using her hands to communicate is not reasonable expectation. And the machine is calibrated to her eye gaze so that if she looks a certain length of time, it will say whatever's on that symbol.
We're dealing with children who are at risk or who have been diagnosed with conditions where we know their motor development will be delayed.
We pride ourselves on having a transdisciplinary team, which means we all work together to treat the whole child.
We're always talking with each other, we're always communicating with each other.
It's not like speech is more important than physio is more important. It's not. Like, we definitely work together and support each other's goals in as natural a way as possible, and that's really important for the child.
Today, Rachel can both walk and talk. She can do stuff her mom never imagined were possible for her to do. Zareinu got Rachel to talk and walk at the age of 3. She rides her bike, she walks up the stairs. Marlene says, when we go to the mall, she doesn't want to sit in her wheelchair. She gets up, she walks around, she interacts with people. There are 2 other kids in Ontario with Rett syndrome. They're not standing. They are in wheelchairs. They cannot swallow. They are severely disabled. Doctors believe that the intense therapy Rachel has been receiving since she was 2 is what got her to the place she's in today. We need to keep the school running because Zareinu truly changes lives.